Yo, people, welcome to the Locked In podcast with me, Revs, and today we have Prod by SJ, SnkeJke on the pod with us today, and we talk about his story as an up-and-coming producer. We also talk about the big do's and don'ts about being a producer, plus tips and tricks that can help you grow your Instagram and market your beats. So if you like the sound of that, then make sure you like the video, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and follow SJ. All of his socials are going to be at the bottom below. So yeah, let's get right into it.
I started out like doing that as well too, and it's just like it's kind of funny to like see the people who have just like really started out because they just don't really like understand
Mm.
how to make like proper content, like something that's
Oh
going to
no,
catch
yeah.
people's eyes.
Yeah.
For me, like I would literally just like I would post a picture and just be like news feed on my YouTube. Like no one's going to look at that, obviously. No one
Nah.
cares. No one
Just something
cares.
to draw you in, innit?
Yeah, so like it's just like it's interesting because like I've progressed not only as like an artist,
Mm.
but you progress as like marketing, and that's like one of the things with being a music producer or being in music. You wear so many hats. Like I
Yeah.
edit all my videos, I make all my thumbnails.
Mm.
I obviously make all my beats, and I market myself all over the place. So it's a very intricate process, and like
Yeah.
I literally live, breathe, die by my schedule. So like if
Oh,
it wasn't for my
100%.
schedule, I would be nothing. But yeah, it's just it's a lot and great, but you
Mm.
kind of find that like as the time goes on, you spend less time making beats and you spend more time like doing everything else because it becomes a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so what did you start off? Did you start off with just doing Instagram, or did you think that you're gonna do the YouTube thing first, or?
Yeah, so I'll just kind of start from like the beginning of my music production, I guess.
Oh,
So
100, bro.
I started out I actually was I started like like writing raps like way
Yeah.
before anything, and that was a long time ago. That was probably like maybe I don't know, like 5 6 years ago.
Alright.
And obviously I didn't get into that. I just kind of feel like I'm too white for that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so that never really went anywhere, and I kind of just used it more of like an outlet for just like
Yeah.
getting stuff off my chest.
Oh, 100%.
Because writing stuff down is like crazy. So
Mm.
yeah, I did that, and then I never really I just kind of stopped. I can't really remember why or how it happened, but I just kind of stopped. And then
Yeah.
it wasn't till like 3 years later after that I was like, man, like I really want to get into like music again, and like I want to get
Mm.
into like production, and like I saw like DJ sets, and I'd be like, man, like that's crazy. Like I want to do
Yeah.
that. I want to like be something like that.
Yeah.
And so I had a Mac back then, so I was like, okay, so like, what do I download?
Mm.
And actually, like way before this, like probably when I was like, I don't even know, like 15, probably. I'm
Yeah.
23 now. Um, I downloaded a cracked version of FL Studio on like my
Oh,
shitty little
no.
like HP laptop.
No.
And, it was so confusing back then. I just didn't really care that much,
Yeah.
and so it never turned into anything. But anyways, back to like where I was.
Mm.
Um, I so I was just researching, and I found that Logic was like made by Apple. So I was like, hey, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And I actually contemplated it for a while because it's
It's an
expensive, right?
investment.
It's like, yeah, totally. And back then I wasn't making like lots of money. And
Mm.
I mean, not to say that I am now, but 300 bucks back then when you're younger is a lot of money,
Oh,
right?
yeah, 100%.
So so I was like, hey, whatever, you know what? I'm gonna take the plunge. I'm
Mm.
just gonna do it. And not really knowing that like making that purchase like pretty much like changed my life.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But yeah, anyways, so I started making beats, and I wasn't making them myself. Like I'll be straight up. Like I was literally just putting Apple loops together
Oh,
and then just
yeah.
releasing it and saying, yeah, this is my music, but
This
it's
is
not.
lit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And like back then, like if you go like all the way to the like beginning, or you like filter on my YouTube, you'll see all my like old beats. They're just trash. They're
Yeah.
garbage. But like you got to start somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
nice. Memorabilia as well. And loads of people private their old videos, but
Yeah.
like when you look back on
I'll
it and you
always,
like you might think it's
yeah,
trash, it's cringy, but like it's
yeah.
memorabilia. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And like I'll always keep those on there because it's just crazy. Like each year, like you just like your sound just progresses like
Mm.
crazy. So yeah, so I started there and it's just like I kind of started figuring stuff out. I watched like stupid amounts of tutorials, like every chance, every minute I had on my lunch break when I got
Oh
home.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like tutorial after tutorial, just like
Mm,
learning everything and like absorbing as much as I can. And if that's like one tip I can give, it's literally to people who are new and want to get into
mm.
music production, watch as many tutorials and learn as much as you can at first.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you got to learn the basics before you can create your own sound,
Yeah, everyone
like
thinks
you
that
got
they
to
can get straight into that Playboy type beat,
totally,
that
yeah,
Drake beat, but no,
and
you ain't
like
gonna get there. You have to do this, that, and the other before you get there.
absolutely, yeah, and like you need to learn the basics on how to make a beat, like I
Mm,
hear, and this is funny, and you don't know until you've like collabed or like heard a lot of beats, but I hear a
mm.
lot of producers doing this, and what they'll do is they'll literally just get two loops, layer them on top of each other, and it sounds trash every time because you can't just put two loops together, it
No,
doesn't work like that. And they'll just add drums, and it just like it's not good. Like I
no,
don't know, like it's just don't do that, like because you're just putting yourself behind. You're not really learning. You're not
no.
actually trying to create your own sound. And there's nothing wrong with using loops. I use loops all the time,
Oh yeah,
but when I make a loop, or when I use a loop, like I put my own flair on it.
yeah,
Like I use a loop as a starting point for a
mm,
vibe, and then I just like build off of it. And it's
yeah, yeah,
cool to use other people's work, because it's sometimes something you would never think to use or
yeah.
make, and then you make something completely different, but it's dope.
Mm.
So
I mean, it's one of those
um
things I think where it's like, if you've got that beat block, like there's been so many times where
mhm,
any producer sits at their keyboard for hours upon hours
yeah,
trying to get a melody down, and you just
mhm,
got that beat block. But once you get that sample in, like, or even a MIDI pack, like MIDI packs, I like
mhm,
using MIDI packs preferably because that way
absolutely,
you can put your own sound on it as well. But if
yep.
you did have that starting point, as long as you build on top of it and make it your own, then it's blessed. And it also helps you with your beat block as well if you can't get your thoughts onto your screen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like I said, it's just like it's like that platform where you can just because the melody is always the beat, where the beat block stems
Yeah.
from, for me at least. I
Oh,
like I have no
100%.
problems laying down drums, and I don't think anyone does. It's not hard. But it's really just like finding the melody, and I'm really hard on myself too. Like a lot of
Oh,
my
yeah.
beats, like I would say like 6 out of 10 times I make a beat, I don't really like it that much. I just like I'm very hard on myself though. It's just how I
Yeah,
am.
yeah. It's
But
good to be
like
hard
when
on yourself, though.
yeah, but when you like make a good one, you're just like, holy, like
Yeah.
this
Oh,
is
you feel the benefit,
lit.
don't you, bro?
Oh, dude, that's what keeps me going, right? Like when you make one that you can't stop listening to, it's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is why you make
Yeah.
beats.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah, I mean, like that was kind of me, and then I took a year or so to really like start getting my craft down, and
Mm.
I learned, and for me it was a steady progression. Like I went from just putting loops together to using a program called Captain Chords. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
No idea.
So basically what it is, oh, excuse my cat.
Yeah, I think I've
Get
got
out of
one
here.
here as well.
Yeah, he's just a little kitten. He's only like 5 months old, so he
Oh,
follows me. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
little baby. But yeah, so what Captain Chords is it's pretty much just like a bank of chords that you put together and then you can
Oh,
change.
yeah. And I think I know what you're on about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I started using then. And I would suggest anyone using that who is learning how to play melodies, because it showed me like what a proper chord looks like, and like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
like what proper sequencing and everything is. So it's a
Mm.
really good, it's like training wheels, like it's
Yeah.
really, really good, and like I think it really helped me later on to learn how to play. And after that,
Mm.
I was like, okay, I think I've got hang of this somewhat.
Yeah.
I'm going to start trying to play my melodies in. And then from there, I learned how to play my melodies in. You know, over
Mm.
time, the more you make beats, the more you're able to hear a sound and then hear another sound
And then hear it.
and then
Yeah.
be like, okay, this sounds good together, or that's out of key. You know, like it's
Mm.
all experience, it's all time. Like you got to put in hours and hours and hours of time. Like I've made probably close to like 500 beats in the past like 3 years, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
you have to put in the time, and that's what a lot of
Mm.
people just don't feel like they need to do. And you know, you can't skip.
No.
You can't skip like skills. Like you have to build them up.
No, I think that what some people get caught into is that they'll start a project and they'll think
Hmm.
this is going to be the one, this, that, and
Yeah.
the other, and they'll start it, and they might have that beat block, or it might not sound right, and
Hmm.
they'll give up with that, and they have like loads of empty pockets of projects that they've
Yeah.
started and stopped.
Totally.
It's like my
Totally.
opinion is like I'll probably like as same as you. I've probably made 500 beats within how
Hmm.
long? Probably a couple of weeks now because I've been had
Hmm.
so much
Yeah.
time on my hands on
Yeah.
that. But like probably 40-60% of those beats are not ones that I will put out,
Yeah.
and because
Absolutely.
they're
And
they're
not.
they're not the best to me. I can work on them
Yeah.
later on, make them
Hmm.
better. But it's like if you if you just get, you have to go through the beats, like you'll make 10 crap beats, but then that
Hmm.
11th one will be a mad one. And if you just
Absolutely.
keep getting stuck and just if you just keep on focusing on one beat, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I have a folder that's filled with beats that are just like,
Mm.
I literally have three folders. One's called Fire, one's called Decent, and one's called Meh. And I've never posted a beat out of Meh. You know,
You got
you gotta have
organization with your
those.
beats.
Yeah, you gotta have those, you know, like not you're not gonna be perfect every time.
No.
Like you won't. And if you try to, you will fail because
Yeah, yeah.
you just can't. You can't, you know, like it's
Mm.
like anything, you know, like you will mess up, but when you mess up, you learn. And when
Yeah.
you learn, that's when you progress.
Mm. No,
And so, you know, and like just to go back to like what I was saying about what you were asking about, like YouTube and Instagram.
mm.
So, like, once I felt confident, that's when I started. That's when I started posting Instagram videos. But I was doing the same shit where I was. Am I allowed to swear? Is that okay?
Yeah, no, you're good, bro.
Okay. Okay.
It's a
Cool.
free
I just want to make
podcast.
sure.
You can do whatever you want.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I started, you know, like I said, I started doing the pictures first, where I would just post, I would just be like new beat on YouTube, and no one
Yeah,
would look
yeah.
at it. And then I would do the beat videos where I would just have a picture, and then you know like a caption
Mm.
on the picture saying like Trippy Red blah 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 type beat,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and then it would just be a video with the beat playing over top of the picture,
Over the
and
pitch,
you know
yeah.
that, yeah, and you know like that's kind of what everyone does, but
Mm.
um then I started realizing, I was like, hey, I'm not getting any traction on these, and it's
No. No
because
one's gonna stare at a picture. They have to have movement.
exactly right, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is like Instagram is all about retaining the attention of people. If you can't
100%.
do that, then especially with videos, then you
Mm.
are not gonna your your post won't rank. Like
Yeah.
it's all about like how long you are retaining, because that's how they make money. They want to keep people on
Keep
Instagram. So
people
if
on, yeah.
they're, yeah, so if they're not watching your videos, they're not going to share it to people because they don't think it's relevant or anyone cares about
Yeah.
it. And that's just like the truth of the matter. It may sound harsh, but that's just how it is. That's money. It's money to them. Your post is money to them, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So I started doing that, and then I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna try and make this a little cleaner, and maybe it'll look better."
Yeah,
And
no, I looked at your page. It looks so structured. Like everything's got
yeah,
its own place. And
yeah, totally. And so even before that, I if you've been on my YouTube, you'll see like my beat thumbnails.
yeah, yeah.
So I started posting that, except I would just have that thumbnail, and then it would be a video, but then when the beat dropped, it would like get all wavy, like the
Yeah, yeah.
picture would get all wavy, so it would make it like a little more entertaining, and that kind
Mm.
of helped a little bit. And then I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this better.
Mm.
And so another huge tip that I'll give is like for the people who are getting a lot of likes and comments and getting good engagement,
Yeah.
copy what they're doing. They're doing something right.
Yeah.
Copy what they're doing, but do it in your own way. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I was like, okay, well, people are getting mad views when they see someone playing a beat or whatever. So then I started doing that, and then
Yeah.
my views started like going huge, like doubling and
Mm.
tripling. Yeah, so it's again, it's all about entertainment. People want to see you doing stuff, and like for the producers who don't show their face, like you have to show your face. People need to connect with something. If they
Mm.
can't connect with something, they're not gonna want to watch your stuff.
No.
When you have a connection with someone and you can really just like, you watch them and you're just like, yeah, like this guy seems pretty cool.
Mm.
You want to watch them. You're more interested. You want to keep
Yeah.
up with them. Like it's all about like human interaction and human connection is the reason why these huge. You think of your favorite artist.
Mm.
Why do you listen to your music? Because you feel like you have a connection with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with anything else. So for the people who don't show their face, you have to show your face, show some personality. People want to see it.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
you don't think it, the people want to see it. This is what it is. So yeah, that kind of brings me to now. And now, I've I like for me it's just like upgrading my setup.
Mm.
And that's what
Oh,
I've
I
been
saw
doing in
your
the past
setup.
like
Your
year.
setup is cold.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
I look at
crazy.
my setup. I
And
looked at your setup. I was like, Ross, I need to do some work over here.
it's been years though, man. Like
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
yeah, I started with nothing too, man. I had a shitty little wooden desk I got from free from a garage sale, and then I, worked myself up. Like you got to start somewhere, and
Mm.
everyone will.
Oh,
But
100%.
yeah. So like for me, like my last purchase was just like getting a good camera so I can start vlogging.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, I want to create that connection, and I know everyone knows who Kyle Beats is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like the way he did it is he posted videos,
Mm.
and he created a connection with his community, and that's why they're so loyal to him. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. The YouTube grind is crazy, the Instagram grind is crazy, the Twitter grind is crazy, the BeatStars grind is crazy, but it keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you focused, and
Yeah.
so I wouldn't change it for anything, because
No.
if I wasn't busy, I'd be going crazy, man, I swear.
That's the other thing I was gonna get onto. It's like, so you get you get loads of people nowadays. Sorry,
Mhm,
excuse me. You get loads of people nowadays that are like, they want to get onto selling their beats, but
mhm.
if you're like, for example, like I was watching Prod by Ocean.
Yeah,
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 he
another guy I watched a ton
oh
of
he
too.
yeah I
He's
watched him
crazy.
100%. It's
Yeah.
like he made a good point when he was like, if all of my followers and all of my fans are producers, why am I selling them beats?
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, so Ocean, for example, most of the people that watch him are producers
Mhm.
because they want to know how to make a beat, they want to know how to make your hi-hats roll, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So why are you selling them? Why are you trying to sell them beats? So it's
Mhm.
getting onto a thing where, do you think that selling sample packs nowadays is the way to go? Do you think that's where it's gonna go off to, or do you think that it's gonna die down? Do you think that selling beats are gonna go skyrocket, or
Well, for me, like I started out, and this is any producer, right? You start out and you're like, I'm gonna make $1,000 this week.
yeah, yeah,
It doesn't work like that.
that's,
You won't.
no,
You won't. You will not. I promise you.
mm,
Because the rappers, like you can make money if you sat down all day and you DM'd as many people as you could. And by the way, you can't now on Instagram. Like Instagram will just
oh, you
block
get
you from
so many
doing that.
bots, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And not only that, but like if you try and like message a bunch of people at once, and this is what I've tried,
mm,
you'll get blocked from messaging people for 24 hours.
oh yeah, yeah,
Like Instagram is like they're crazy about the spam stuff now,
mm,
so you got to be really careful with how you do it. But like just for an example, if you were to message rappers all day long, like yeah, you would make money, but who has time to do that?
no, you'd be spending more
Who
time on your phone than you would be making your beats in the first place.
exactly? And that's what I mean, right? Like you got to know how to manage your time properly. And I slowly realized, and like when I was going at it, like I was doing exactly what we were just talking about, but I
Mhm.
had no time for anything else. And I was making money,
Yeah.
but I wasn't doing what I loved. And, it's just started, weighing down on me, like
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything related to music except for just like marketing and talking to people on Instagram. And it was just
Yeah.
boring. It's not fun. I don't like doing that. It's not fun. Even if you're making money, like money's money. Like I work a full-time job. Like I make money. It's not a concern to me.
Mm.
And not to say that I don't feel blessed or I don't appreciate that, but I'm able to, you know, not have to depend on, making money from beats. And I
Yeah.
would love to, but I don't have time.
No.
So for me, I have been, and this is something you'll hear from every producer, is build an email list.
Mm.
You have to build an email list, whether you're giving artists 5 free beats or you're giving a free loop pack.
Yeah.
I've been going the producer route because exactly like what you said, I've for the past year I've really zoned in on getting producers um to follow me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my fan base now is like mostly producers, I would say.
Mm.
And so I wanted to grow my fan base more, and then you give something free,
Yeah.
but you get an email out of it. So you then start creating customers for later on down the road, because if
Yeah.
they really fuck with your shit,
Mm.
like you'll be able to sell them something later on down the
Oh,
road,
100%. It's like,
right? So it's all about creating those first impressions, because if somebody doesn't know you, for an example, let's just say I came to you randomly. Let's just say like I was just like a new producer. I had like, whatever, like 3 followers. And I
yeah.
came to you and I was like, hey man, and this actually happened to me. It was like I followed him, and he was like he's a good producer, but like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no relationship with him. And out of the blue, he literally just messaged me. He's like, hey man, I just dropped this loop kit. It's blah blah blah. But since I think you're dope, you can have like 20% off. And I didn't reply because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't really care.
No.
And I have no relationship with you, and you've never talked to me before this besides sending me your post to tell me to like and comment on it. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna buy your loop kit. So
Yeah.
I didn't reply, and then he spammed me and was like, "Do you want to buy it? What do you think?" Blah, blah. It's like, this is how you piss people off. One,
mm.
and you gain a bad rep, because
Yeah.
spamming people is not going to help anything. You're just going to piss people off, and then like you don't realize how quickly word of mouth spreads on the internet, man. Especially like in a community of people, people
Yeah.
will find out. People will find out, and you'll get like people just won't fuck with you. Like that's just how it is, man. Like I've seen so many producers who are using like bots and shit, and they
Yeah.
like they get shredded, man. They get shredded. Like, there's no point. Just do it organically.
When I first started doing this, I was like,
Hmm.
I'll watch something about how to sell your beats on Instagram, because
Hmm.
I was mainly doing Instagram, this, that, and the
Yeah.
other. I think
Yeah.
it was just before I started posting on YouTube. I do like little tutorials and that, and it was like you. I found out like at first I watched the video and I was like, oh, I can shortcut it. I can be one of those spam
Hmm.
bots. I can just DM loads, like 100 people, maybe one or two might
Hmm.
get back. But I was doing it, and I think I must have DM'd about 50 people. None of them
Hmm.
got back to me. None of them
Hmm.
liked the message. Nothing. And I was
Hmm.
like, you have to build a relationship with like
Yeah.
with a potential customer, even if you want
Yeah.
like, I'm like, it's hard to sell your beats online. It's hard to sell your beats
Hmm.
on Instagram because loads of
Yeah.
people doing it. But
Well,
if you
just
were
think of
going to
how
do it,
many
and if it's how
people.
you
Like,
want it,
there's
mm,
so many people.
yeah.
So many
And
people.
that's why if you did want to do it, and I've learned that I'm not one of those people. But
Hmm.
if you were one of those people that wanted to do it, then you have to build a relationship with that person before
Yeah.
you get loads of people that will send a DM and they won't say anything. They'll just say, "Oh, I got a new loop kit out. go
Mhm.
click the link in my bio and you can go and get it. But like what you have to realize is that you have to, like, if you want to build something with them, you have to be like, ah, like listen to their stuff, like see if your stuff
Mhm.
will go for them. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like don't just DM, don't just go through a hashtag and pick DM loads of different people from that hashtag. Like
Mhm.
listen to what their posts are, listen to their music and see if it will suit something that you're selling them. Because that way
Yeah.
you're carrying down your market. You ask them, you tell them that you think it's cold, and like they'll DM you back saying, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." You say, "Oh, I've got something that might work with you. Let me know. No, no pressure. This, that, and the other." And like he will, that guy will probably say, "Ah, if I do want something, I'll hit you up." But at least you got that person and on your good
Mhm.
books in a way, so that if he did need something, it might pop into his head, and it might be like, "Oh, I know this guy. Yeah, calm, very rare. I'll DM him."
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, man.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, right? Is like a lot of artists, or well, producers, they
Mm.
just think, okay, I'm gonna message this rapper and he's gonna buy beats from me.
Yeah,
Like, no, that's not how it works. And you will get shut down. You'll either get shut down right away or they just won't reply to you. You think of yourself as one producer and you're doing this, think of
yeah,
how many other producers are doing exactly what you're doing.
exactly.
You need to separate yourself from the others and make it so that you are the one that they want to buy from. Because if you say the exact same stuff that every single other producer is saying, they're not going to even give you the light of day, because why would they? It's
No.
just another producer spamming them, trying to get them to buy their beats, you know?
Yeah.